Jim Breuer.
Jim Breuer.
Jim Breuer. Jim Breuer.
Jim Breuer.
Well, man,
How you doing?
doing good. How you doing?
I'm getting excited now that you and I talked before the show and we're talking about our big plans and how we're going to do it.
Hey, man, planning for the future.
I think the people are going to enjoy the future.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I kept trying to figure out all these things I want to do and all these cool little things, and you just put it right out there, Mike. We're gonna crush this. I think we're gonna crush as a team.
Oh hell yeah, we've been crushing it, man.
We have been with very little resources, and now I'm getting excited.
Now it's time to finish them.
It's funny when you say that too, because you look like you're on a military operation right now.
That's right.
You got like your hat backwards. You look like we're coming in for a video and need to edit immediately. We're dropping a conspiracy video, getting ready for bunker. Press the bunker button, please.
Mission control.
Yeah. So I'm getting ready to go away. Do you know
where you going?
You want to know where I'm going?
I know you got a couple trips planned. I know you got dare I say, Hawaii, and you're going back to Africa.
Yes, as a matter of fact, as we speak, I'm in Africa. I have the same exact setup in Africa right now. I am in a tented area in the middle of nowhere. And I said, I got to do a podcast. So I need what looks like my closet at home in my bedroom. So that's a green screen back there, and it's all pre-taped. and see, was that a buff? Was that a lion? Yeah, I think it was. Anyway.
Hey, let me ask you a question real quick. I was going through some of the footage actually from your Africa trip, and when you showed your tent space where you guys were living, the toilet,
yes,
does that just because I know it's a regular toilet, it just went into a hole?
Yeah. So what they do is like it's almost like a porta potty, what a porta potty would be. So they'll show up at the area, they'll dig. I'm assuming, I don't know this, they dig down deep. And I don't know if they put some type of piping or whatever down in there. And so when they pop the tent up, that section, like you're touching the dirt when you go there, but it's all covered with the tent. But yeah, you're dropping a deuce and it's going down.
Okay.
I mean, there's also, it's not like a porta potty, because porta potties just sit there, you're like, oh God, please don't splash up.
Yeah.
Please don't fall in. This is literally a toilet, and it flushes.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a little sink, it's got a little shower. They do it right. They're not messing around.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. I'm looking at it, I'm like, how the hell did they do that? I'm like, that's pretty cool.
I'm wondering if people would be into showing that, like when I come back with all the pictures, and just like, is that it? I don't know. Part of me is like, do I really want to, like, if I'm a fan, I guess you, the listeners, will tell me if I'm a fan and it's my first time watching, do I want to see me talking about this trip I went on, like, here's where we were? Is that because see, now I'm answering my own question, because there is part of me when you go over someone's house and like, oh, we just came back from the Amazon. Like, oh my God, it's amazing. Yeah, here's a toucan. Oh wow, that's it. And in the morning, I usually phase out after 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, I got it. It's nice birds and stuff. I got it. It was hot and all that jazz. Could you do me a huge flavor?
What's up, dude?
JimBrewer.com.
Yep.
There's 2 new shows that were added that are now on sale. And we're doing this with our good friend, I'm not even going to say it, but our good friend Katie, who's crushing it on the True Brew weekend. What are the 2 dates?
It's October 7th in Dunedin, Florida.
Wait. No, it's
Dunedin.
This is not Dunedin. It's not Dunedin, Mike. If you're gonna be a Floridian, you gotta learn.
Teach me the ways.
Although I can see how you can say Dunedin, Florida.
So how do you say it?
Dunedin.
Yeah, I would have never guessed. I would have never guessed.
So everyone, please come. What's that date?
October 7th.
October 7th in Dunedin. In Dunedin, Florida.
Wait, say the real way. How do you say it?
Dunedin.
Dunedin?
Dunedin.
Dunedin. Dunedin the show. Okay.
If you're gonna do it Italian, you'd be like, so come Dunedin.
Okay, I got it.
I'm assuming it's, I shouldn't assume, but I assume it's a Native American word. Dunedin. And what that means, I don't know. I gotta call my Native American friend up, see what that means. We should call him up right now. I should call him up right now. Oh damn! I don't have the contacts are on my phone now. He wouldn't expect him. Like, can I ask you a Native American question? I wonder if he'd be up for that.
It's a Gaelic name, Dunedin, after their hometown of Edinburgh, meeting Castle on the Rock.
Ah, I went Native American, and it's full blown.
It's Scottish. It's Scottish. Yeah.
I would name this place Dunedin. I don't even know if Dunedin. You're gonna go oop a dun. Oop a dun. Oop a dun that Dunedin. I did not see that coming whatsoever.
This didn't say Dunedin.
No, you said Dunedin. Dunedin. So that's October. What was the other one? There's one near
Deltona.
Orlando.
That's Deltona, and October 14th.
Deltona,
right? Am I saying that right, or is that Deltona?
I'm gonna say Deltona is right.
Okay.
I don't know that for a fact, but all right. So we have Dunedin and Deltona in October. You get those tickets now, Floridians. As you can see, I like warm weather when it comes September, October. So September's the True Brew weekend in Sarasota. Then the next week or two will be in Dunedin, as Mike calls it. I call it Dunedin.
Well, actually, you're in Raleigh, North Carolina after the True Brew weekend. September 21st to the 23rd.
Where am I?
You're in North Carolina.
Where?
North Carolina.
I know. What's the city? Because I don't remember the city.
Riley.
You said that's not what you said before, Mike.
That's totally what I said. What do you mean?
You said Raleigh.
I did say Raleigh, yes. All right, listen, man.
Raleigh,
yes. Yeah. Dunedin and Raleigh.
All right. So for those of you in Mike's world, I will see you in Raleigh, Dunedin, and Deltona. And it doesn't matter if you show up in Dunedin, Raleigh, or Deltona, or Mike's version. Doesn't matter. Either way, it's gonna be a great night because I'm gonna crush it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm super excited for the Dunedin one because when I lived in Florida between 1998 and 2000. No. Yeah, 2000. Jesus Christ, good Lord Almighty. 1990. Oh my God, 88. Whoa. See, I just turned 56 and it's already starting, Mike. I don't know. I'm going to have to start taking like brain pills or something. But 1988 to 1991, I lived in Florida at this place called Palm Harbor. And that's where the whole there'd be no Breuniverse right now if it wasn't for Palm Harbor, which the next town over is Dunedin. So I used to when I was down, it was 1988, 1989. I went to a tiny little place. It had open mic night at the Ramada Inn on US 19 and Causeway 60. And this comedian, Ron Bennington, who also has a show, I think, on Sirius still. I don't know if he still does. Very talented guy, great radio host. Ron Bennington had his own comedy club. Very rarely saw him. And that's where I started open micing. And that's what led to everything. That's what led. I became the house MC. Then I started traveling. The guys that ran the club were amazing. I started, Daryl Hammond would go there.
Oh, wow.
Tom Rhodes, comedian Tom Rhodes. Dan Whitney, who later became Larry the Cable Guy. Brian Regan would always come through there.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty freaking awesome place. So anyway, that's why I can't wait, because that is going to be like coming back home. Because there is no place in Palm Harbor. There is no real place in Tarpon Springs, all these little area of Florida. So that Dunedin show, as you call it, is sort of like a homecoming for me.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to go to Dunedin. So you Dunedins, dude, when I first moved down there, the Toronto Blue Jays play spring training in Dunedin, Florida. Okay, in Dunedin, Florida. And the year after the Mets won the World Series in 1986, or were they in the, hold on a second, it was 1988. I think they were in the playoffs. I think they were in the playoffs and they lost to the Dodgers. So the next year, spring training, me and my friend Phil go see the Mets in Dunedin. We just can't believe they're playing 5 minutes from my house at like a little league field. Because when you go see spring training back there, especially for the Blue Jays, it was like sitting in bleach. It's like going to watch a little league game. I just couldn't believe they're right here.
Yeah.
There were 3 bench clearing brawls in spring training baseball, and I dare anyone to look that up. 3, and it wasn't televised, but I'm telling you, 3 like vicious bench clearing brawls between the New York Mets and the Toronto Blue Jays. And on one side was all Canadians for the Blue Jays, and we were all, New York and Long Islanders, and every brawl would chant USA, Canada sucks, go home, you fair. Dude, it was, that's my last real memory of Dunedin, Florida. That is 3 bench clearing brawls between the Mets and the Blue Jays. So anyway,
I got to find it. I have footage that when you gave me your tapes, I have of you and your sister, and you're recording outside of some car, and you're filming people walking by, making fun of them. You had just moved to Florida,
bro,
and you're like, I live next door to Eddie Murphy, and da-da-da.
Oh, wait a minute.
I got to try to find that.
Wait a minute.
There was like a pier. You guys were on a pier.
No, I know exactly where you are. That's when I just moved there.
Yeah.
And I think my sister just moved there, and we lived around the corner from one another. See, this is what I'm talking about too, where I want to use clips like that. You should sit down, go over them.
Mm-hmm.
That I watched that, dude. I almost cried the first time I watched that. And I laughed because you see where my head was at. It was 1987. I'm still, or 80, whenever it was, 88. And if I remember, I had shorts on with tube socks up to my knees because that meant I was cool.
Yep.
I think I had a mullet.
Pretty sure you had it.
I'm pretty sure I have
Early
the earring in the left ear.
Mm-hmm.
I have tube socks, and I thought I was funny and on my way. I know exactly the video you're talking about. I can't believe you just brought that up.
Yeah, man.
Is there any? Yeah, we gotta. I was just looking through other stuff too, where, yeah, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do, and it's gonna be fun work.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you find that, could you send it to me? Because that was me and my sister, God rest her soul. And that really says, yeah, I was talking about Eddie Murphy. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't have a lot this week. I'll be honest with you. This was one of those Father's Day. I was up in New Jersey. And it was great. My father-in-law had his hip replaced. So he's doing really good. And now it's both his hips. And for a guy that's almost 80 years old, this guy absolutely is in fantastic shape and spirits. And see, this is why I want to talk about this too. I went up, I did shows, Dubuque, incredible. Illinois, Genesee Theater, incredible. Working all the new material out. I'm pretty excited about it. This is all still part of how we're going to manage the next year or so, because it's going to get intense. It's good. I cannot underestimate how intense it's going to be. Think of the things that they just started throwing at you. Aliens landed. Again with the aliens. They're prepping you that aliens are coming. You're starting to see it all over the place now. You had a 911 call. A 911 call. Las Vegas, on Las Vegas news. And the guy's calling. And the people like, there's aliens in our yard. And the ship crashed. And they're like 9 feet, 10 feet tall. And we're terrified. We're absolutely terrified. Hey, listen, I'm not one to judge, but I like putting myself in a situation and try to think the way that person would. I could tell you right now, if something crashed outside of my house, the first thing, and you heard the crash, the first thing you do, I would look at my wife and the kids like, holy shit, did you hear that? What was that? I don't know. Where do you think it was outside? Holy crap. It sounded like a meteor or something like that. Did you get quiet? I'm trying to hear what's going on. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's probably how I would react immediately. Then, if I were to see aliens 9 feet tall, 9 feet, 10 feet tall. Listen to the phone call. What's the video? What they're showing on the news in Las Vegas? And nobody flinched. It's 9 feet tall. We're terrified. Now, again, I don't want to judge people. I'm just trying to put myself in that predicament. If now we hear this big crash and we look outside, like, shh, quiet. And we peek outside, and I see creatures that I've never seen in my lifetime that look like what I think are aliens that are 9, 10 feet tall. That's almost that you're peering into the second story now. Think of how tall you are. 6 feet. What's the tallest person out there? 6'6", 7. Think of a basketball player. What's a basketball player? 7 foot something. Another 2.5, 3 feet taller than a basketball player. Think of a basketball court and where the net is. That's how tall they are. They're leaning their heads on the net. That's how tall the aliens are. That this news channel was showing of these people calling, and they try to. Now again, I don't know about you. I feel like if I were to see anything 9 feet tall outside, like, oh my God, what the fuck? What are they doing? I don't know. Shut up. What are they like weapons or something like that? Get down, stupid. Get down. Oh my God, they're huge. Do you think they can fly? I don't know. Oh my God, I think I'm gonna have a heart attack. I'm seriously thinking I'm gonna have a heart attack. Shut up, I am trying to be quiet. Then I call 911. 911, what's your emergency? I know this sounds crazy, but you need to send people if there's 9 foot. They're 9 feet, 10 feet tall. I'm not high. I'm not tripping on anything. I didn't take mushrooms. I don't take pills. I haven't been drinking. There's a 9 foot that we are just crashing. We were bugging the fuck out. We were like, oh my God, what is that? Maybe I'm crazy. Oh, what are they doing? They're just hanging out in the yard.
Barbecuing.
They're barbecuing. They're asking about the ball. What's the score of the Baltimore Colts game? They want to know how the Orioles are doing. They want to know what are the odds on who's going to make the Super Bowl. They want to know where I got my Nike shoes. They want to know how they can score tickets to a Taylor Swift concert. Hey, aliens, you need anything? You guys want to watch this new series on Netflix? They're just hanging out. Did you see? You saw that news clip, right, Mike?
I have that call ready if you want me to show it.
Please. There you go. It's on the news.
Beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Big eyes?
Big eyes, still looking at him.
What?
A police officer's body camera captured a light flashing low in the sky on the night of May 1st. Then minutes later, someone made that 911 call saying 2 large figures were in their backyard. So officers responded and met up with the caller and his family.
Did you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard? Or
they see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a
they were
like a big something with light.
Yeah, it was like
All right,
lights.
police then go back to
And
the
then-
backyard to investigate.
The fact that even made the like. So the point is, between that, what else they're going to throw? They're going to throw so many things at you. It's going to be nonstop distractions. Look what happened like 2-3 weeks ago. Like 2-3 weeks ago, I go to the coffee shop. People are like, hey, did you hear they caught Biden? It's official now. He's bribed. They got caught bribing people. And within 5 minutes, you had aliens landing. You had Trump indicted. It's just running all over the place. Pride Month. Why do they get them? It's another whole thing. Pride. I pride my sexuality. I pride where I put my pecker. And I think I should be celebrated for a month of where I put my pecker. When you break it down to just that simplicity, it's absurd that that's celebrated. That's the celebrate. And that's celebrating helping a lady cross the street. And that's celebrating saving a cat. You're not celebrating any humanitarian need. You're celebrating where you put your pecker. That's it. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. And what's even crazier if you say something about it. Like, anyway, distractions. they shouldn't have this, and we should have what we want. We don't, you don't, but it's distractions. To the point where this past weekend, and something I've been really trying, and we talked about on here, a lot of us separated during the last 2-3 years. A lot of us, including myself. I don't enjoy being around certain people that want to bring up, politics in any form whatsoever, or what they think about science or whatever. Let's face it, at the end of the day, whatever they saw on television, and whatever, I'm not going to get all that. Whatever separates you. But to me, that truly is the game. That is the great human defeat. If we cannot enjoy one another through the color of our skin, which always works for some reason, people still fall for it. They still fall for it. They're waiting on a video. We need a video of like 7 white guys dragging a minority down the street and sticking them in a sewer, and then lighting everything he owns, like he puts it in the garbage, and they light it, and they laugh at him while he begs to get out of the sewer, and they call him racial slurs. Do we have that video yet? We need it for October of 2024, right before they vote. Like, something that insane. We need someone that labels themselves in a sexual manner just have all their rights taken from them, so we stir that community up. We get them fighting over that. And dang, what flags burning. There's gonna be aliens landing. Everyone's gonna be bickering one another. Everyone's gonna be pointing fingers. I just pray what's coming, and you're able to see this now. See the pure lunacy of whoever's the masterminds behind this, and there are masterminds behind it. Who released this program? Who just put out that news article? Okay, who edited that who edited that video piece? Who approved that video piece? Who submitted that video piece? Who's paying money to put these video pieces out, to make people react like that, to touch on those people's emotions, to get their anger, to decide how they're going to react and how they're going to think? They exist. And they're still laughing from their chairs. They just continually to fight one another, but every game we decide to create. What else? Should we get children to start fighting with one another? Yes. How do we do that, sire? Give us 3 days of being in the woods, and we'll have peck of sword fights, and the winner will decide what the new thing to divide and conquer this humanity we call. It's at least that's the way I see it. So I can't urge you enough to get back to the root of what connects everybody. What connects you to the people you were connected to before the madness started? Was it just its simple family? Was it just simply this person helped you through a time when, your wife had cancer or someone was dying in your family? And no matter what this person thinks or thought back then, that helped you through such a pivotal emotional powerful time in your life? Those are big moments in your life. Was this one the person that helps keep your marriage together? Is this one, is this person that now thinks that Joe Biden's the greatest president in the world, and you just go, if you feel that way or not? What connected you to that person before that stuff existed? And that's really how we're gonna have to get back to basics. Have to get back to basics. Because I don't know where it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get crazy. So prepare yourselves. And I know there's all these different theories too, like, we're gonna be, the military's gonna take over. They're already in control. Start to learn how to live off the grid. We're going to get invaded. Half of China's army is already here, and that's why they let them in through the south. And we've already sold certain states. If you really think about it, common sense will tell you California, New York, Illinois. There's certain states that they already said, okay, we negotiated. This is going to be yours. We need to drive everyone out and then bring in those army. Who knows what's real and what's not real? But that is also part of, I believe, the madness that keeps us separated. Keeps us separated. Start with family. How's your kid? How's your wife? How's your dog? How them birds? You still got birds? What are you doing with the bird? What? You know what I mean? Like, birds. What kind of birds you got?
Hopefully not a cockatoo.
Hopefully not a cockatoo. There's not too many cockatoos left. There definitely are, and I'll tell you why. And they're mostly either elderly, because all they know is to sit and watch television, or they're people that's their drug. That's their put the wire around their arm and inject. Media says that we should support Ukraine because we don't want Russia invading us. I heard someone say that. I went, okay. So you think, all right, never mind. We're not going to get into it. Okay. We're not going to get into it. That's all good. And we landed on the moon, right? Okay. All right. That's fine. Okay. No worries. Whatever you believe in, that's fine. And well, that's the thing too. I think they're going to prep the aliens showing up. Okay. And when the aliens show up, you're never actually going to see that. They already got the footage. They're going to unleash this footage. It's going to be spectacular. Now they're really going to use lasers because they've had this technology and they're going to blow things up. They're like, oh, God. And then they'll show on the news, like, someone captured this face of the alien. As they're in there. The only way to fight the aliens are going to be one world government, and you're going to have to get triple vaccinated against the alien disease that they can give you. So we're going to need a whole new vaccination. So I hope Pfizer and Moderna and all you guys, you're already locked and loaded. Bill Gates, start funding in the alien vaccine, because clearly that's what's going to happen to unite the world. That's what I think. Get your alien vaccine now. Military will be shutting up. Oh my God, the hospitals are overcrowded.
Dude, I can see it now. Farmer Dan captures an alien, then has relations with the alien, and then now there's a alien disease roaming around.
Alien disease. They came here. Clearly, that's it. Yeah. So again, all this comes down to this. We need each other, man. We need each other. We may think we're pioneers and warriors, and there's a lot of us that are. There are a lot of us that are. Or I should say a lot of people that are. I shouldn't include myself. That's egotistical. But start to get to know basics again, because that's the only thing that's going to connect us when we need to help each other out. You know, this one's got no, this one, the grid just went off. The grid just went off. All right. Well, how are we going to help feed one? How are we going to start? Oh my God, this one's sick. But it's just, we're going to need emotional. Let's start with emotional. And anytime, this should be a game show, by the way. Mike, can we do this? Listen to me, because people are going to steal this idea.
Yep.
They're going to steal this idea, Mike.
Well, I can always cut it out. They'll never know.
That's true. So here's the game show idea. Ready?
Uh-huh.
And I did this on stage where I said, when they said we had no supplies, remember that whole nonsense? There's no supplies. I said, well, why don't we do a show where we take Trumpers? Because I saw the Trump boat parades and they were impressive.
We've talked about this. Yes.
Yes. And you get the Trumpers with their Trump boat and everything. And you get the ones that hate Trump.
Yes.
And they have to go on a boat and go get the supplies. And they're not allowed to bring up politics. They're not allowed to have debates or anything like that. They have to learn to work with one another and go get the supplies.
Yeah.
And you have a little points every time. Oh, that's gonna cost the Democrats another 18 points because Chuck Schumer just can't help himself. He can't help himself. He's gotta bring up climate change.
Yes.
You have Ben Shapiro, Rosie O'Donnell on one boat. I think there's some you put oh my God, you gotta put what's her name? Oh God, what the hell's her name? I don't know. She's always tweet. Oh yeah, put Michelle Obama on with like Don Jr.
Oof.
Tell me if this wasn't live streamed, the whole country would watch this.
Oh, they'd be all over it.
Don Jr. and Rosie O'Donnell and Chuck Schumer have to share a boat for 3 weeks and get things done. Fix America without bringing up politics. Bam, 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 bam. Be like waiting for the Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? That sounds fun. Yeah, and then we got, you know what we do? We got to do stuff like this. Like you take, I know, we got to do stuff like you get someone who is all about climate change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And someone who thinks that's perhaps the biggest propaganda in the world, which would be me. Why do I think that, by the way? I don't know. Maybe because Spock from Star Trek in the late 70s, 80s was talking about how the scientists and the experts say within the next 25 years, we will live another ice age. That's a fact, by the way. You could do all the fact checking you want. And if you want to fact check, I'll show the video.
At least 8 times in the past million years, it has advanced and retreated with clockwork regularity. If we are unprepared for the next advance, the result could be hunger and death on a scale unprecedented in all of history. What scientists are telling us now is that the threat of an ice age is not as remote as they once thought. During the lifetime of our grandchildren, Arctic cold and perpetual snow could turn most of the inhabitable portions of our planet into a polar desert.
In 1977, the worst winter in a century struck the United States. Arctic cold gripped the Midwest for weeks on end. Great blizzards paralyzed cities of the Northeast. One desperate night in Buffalo, 8 people froze to death in marooned cars. Pat Bushnell was on the road that night.
Traffic just absolutely stopped. I was afraid of being stuck in the car all night long with the cold and the wind, running out of gas. And then what? I think that if we had to go through a real bad winter, just like we just went through, I think we'd have to think about moving someplace else.
Move where? The brutal buffalo winter might become common all over the United States. Climate experts believe the next ice age is on its way. According to recent evidence, it could come sooner than anyone had expected. At weather stations in the far north, temperatures have been dropping for 30 years. Seacoasts long free of summer ice are now blocked year-round. According to some climatologists, within a lifetime, we might be living in the next ice age.
They were like, we need someone really famous. How about that guy Spock? He's huge and he kind of looks scientific. Spock is Spock from Star Trek, and they show, but first of all they put the music, bum, 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 and then they show people in a blizzard. This year, I swear to God, you can't make it up. It was 300 below zero in Wisconsin, like it is every year. And the lakes froze open 3 feet, like they do every year. Snowfalls broke records of 3 feet in one drop. Scientists, and they use the term specialist, scientist, expert, specialist. They use all the same words that sell everyone today. And they say, within our lifetime, most likely in the next 20, but it's Spock's just like, you know, he's got the, in our lifetime, within the next 20, 30 years. Now, I'm being very serious. And I'm a TV star. And I'm getting paid great money to sell this concept to all the people that sit on the couch and believe everything I say because I'm a celebrity. I am your false idol. I am who you look up to. I am who you trust. And I telling you, look up to me and trust me when I say within the next 20, 30 years, there will be another ice age on our planet. That's now let's say now that you see the video, you're gonna sit there and still go, because that's not a little mistake. That's not a little mistake. That's not like, hey man, we were off by a little bit. No, you blew it. You blew it. That isn't, hey, you know what? It did, the ice age didn't come. It did get a little colder. No, not only were you wrong, you couldn't have been more opposite, horrendously, like you should have lost your job. You should never be, like Spock should be on trial going, I had nothing to do with it. They were already, and the only way we can do this is by your money. Like, who's out there still going, no, well, the climate change? No. After we're going to have an ice age. You can see how they... By the way, I've been watching Planet Earth. That is a propaganda nonsense. I used to love watching this. So they basically make these programs to suck you into the animals, and all they do is push climate change and global warming the entire series. That's all it is. It's just one big commercial for you to get so, you know, the polar bears have no more ice, and within the next 5 years they may be extinct. They started saying that over 10 years ago. Look up the population of the polar bears.
You know, you and Shaka talked about it before, and it randomly popped up in my head the other day. What the hell happened to the ozone layer? Weren't we concerned about that at some point?
The ozone layer has a hole in the system, and we're gonna have to stop selling anything aerosol because of you spraying your hair to keep your hair up. It put a hole and the ozone layer. And the ozone layer protects your skin. So not only do we have to worry about the next ice age, this hole in the ozone layer are going to burn your children in the street. And if that don't burn them right after that, the acid rain will. Unless you come save us now. You care about the planet. You care about the animals, don't you? See, they prey on our innocence. People that are into climate change, people, not politicians, not the BS artists, not the funders, people. They're good human beings because they care about Earth. They care about animals. They care. They have a heart. And that's what pisses me off. They prey on that. They prey on innocent emotions and your deep soul feeling. That's disturbing. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And people still fall, they still believe it. And I don't blame those people. I blame those evil pigs for selling it. That's what I blame. But, you know, I'm sitting on United Airlines watching, the ozone layer. And then after the ozone layer, it was, and I want everyone to do the scientific thing. I just watched this. Do the scientific experiment. Fill your cup, fill your glass to here with ice, and then fill it with water, practically as high as you can, and just leave it for a day or two. And you tell me, is the water going to overflow? I'll leave that up to you. You all go and do that experiment. And then, oh yeah, the seas are rising. The seas are rising. Are they? That's why there's tornadoes and more hurricanes. And listen, the minute they were able to keep you in terror, now a storm will start 1 billion miles away. No, I just want to let you know there's a storm 300,000 miles away, and there's meteor. There's a meteor that's going to just miss the Earth, and we got to keep funding this research. Go out there, slaves. It's just a nice word for that. That's all it is. It's so silly. Once you see it, it becomes comic. Was that an alien? I think there's 15-foot aliens outside. Like, the more you start seeing how ridiculous this all is, the better you will feel. And then you realize we're all victimized. We're all been taken advantage of. We've all been dehumanized. Get back to humanizing yourself. Stop watching TV. Get back to basics. Learn about one another. Go walk your neighbor's dog. We had people looking at our cat all weekend. This cat, Mike, I can't take it.
That's the kitten?
Yeah. I love this dopey cat. I love this dopey cat.
Cute as hell, man.
It is. So I'm going to send you pictures from Africa. Hopefully you'll get them all, but we're going to have some podcast after this one. I'll tell you that. We're going to have some podcasts. I'm going to have a lot to talk about. So I'll let you rock and roll. And before we do, no matter what you think of the guy, RFK Jr., he's really making the rounds and he's really exposing himself. I love what he had to say with us. The Rogan interview was just, I thank God that interview opened up so many eyes. And for the things he's putting out there, and no one's like, you can't, he's backing all of it. And I think there was another day where someone tried to go after RFK Jr. and Rogan said, come on here and debate. And that's what guys like Joe and so many others, I never thought at time in life, I always prayed to God that it would happen. But like I said before, the leaders, elected leaders, before there were elected leaders, we knew who the leaders were. We knew their intentions. When you live in a small neighborhood, when you live in your family, you know who the matriarch is. You know who to go to for advice. You know who to trust when they give you honest opinions. And that's you. You and I have been trained to trust someone else. You and I have been trained to trust experts. You and I have been trained to trust everyone but our God-given instinct. And I tell you, whether that guy makes it as I don't know, but just the information he's putting out there, I love what he's putting out there. Love what he's putting out there. I love how he exposed himself on this show, talking about, and yes, I'm sure he's written books and all that stuff, but if a guy comes on my show or anyone's show, it's like, yeah, man, I had drug issues for 14 years. I say, yeah, I would too if I saw my dad get blasted in front of me. And that, again, back to the humanity part. If that was your brother, if your brother, your neighbor, lost their parent from some sick individual, whatever their ties were, in front of you as a child, you had to grow up with that with news in your face every day, in your face, history books and all that stuff written the way they want you to think. If a human being can get past all that in their life journey and be that honest, they have my attention and my respect. And that's what we all have to start doing real soon, because it's going to get crazy. All right, man. Back to the Lions. Because like I said, this is fake. Yeah, OG, I gotta go. Hopefully the aliens won't get him. I'll see you next week on the Breuniverse. Great hang today, Mike. Great hang.
Hell yeah, dude.
Thank you, everyone. Go to jimbrewer.com for dates, the Patreon page for special benefits on that show. We'll see you at the True Brew weekend. Sunday is me getting into deeper stories, deeper connection, things that happen to me. Hopefully, maybe it touches you. I don't know, whatever. It's one of the things I'm most excited about in my entire life, to be honest with you. I'm being blatantly honest with you. So, all that good stuff. Stay journey strong. All right, many blessings to everyone out there. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for hanging out with Breuniverse.
Take a look around and what do you see?
Hey, this is Jim Breuer, and I got my own Patreon page, and hopefully you'll check it out. Live comedy concert streamed once a month. Weekly, you host your own podcast, and you interview me. Early access to the Breuniverse podcast every single week, and have bonus footage and bonus segments. I promise you I'm not going to let you down. Go check out my official Jim Breuer Patreon page, and I'll see you there.